And family, I know you're probably anxious to see the show and watch us. We're not quite ready yet. We are doing a test run just to see how the audio is sounding, if it is even working. Maybe you can hear me, maybe you can't. We don't know. We're going to find out right now. So we have some people testing some stuff out. They're trying to see if we can hear it. Does it sound okay? Does it sound clear? How about if I do this? How about this? Oh, no, that's scary if I whisper. All right. So we're going offline now. Stay tuned. We're going to get rolling in about 10 more minutes. We just needed to do a couple test runs. We can't wait to show you guys our 2021 Christmas show. Stay tuned, guys. Jump. Yep. Right through. Yep.
Sometimes I feel weak, I can't move my feet, but now I'm miles away. Sometimes I couldn't breathe so effortlessly. You left me with nothing. Sometimes I took my voice, the power of my dreams. But this was the day. Sometimes I feel weak, I can't move my feet. Now we're miles away. Sometimes I couldn't breathe so effortlessly. You left me with nothing.
What's each leg? Good question.
Power of my memories.
Champion, 1, 2, 3.
Hello, champions!
Hey, champions! Good evening and welcome to the Champion Taekwondo 2021 Christmas show. We are now live. The show has started. It has begun. Here we are. What a year. What a ride. The last 6 years, we're going to be taking you guys on a journey this evening from the beginning of Champion Taekwondo to where we are now. Now, before we do get started, why don't we get some comments on there? Why don't you guys say hi? Let us know that you're there. A couple tips. Your privacy settings could change whether or not your name shows up on the screen. So if you do say hi, just say hi from the Dumoulin family. Of course, use yours. We're just going to run a couple test runs. Can we, Miss S, can you just say a couple things? I just want to see if we can get your, if you know your mic is working.
Hello, champions. Just say hi, Miss S, if you can hear me. I hope everybody's had a really good weekend. And we're going to have a really good show. Let me know if you can hear me, guys. Hi, Manuel.
All right, so it sounds like you guys can all, there we go. Hi, Miss S. Who's
Hi,
that
Nanda.
from? Nanda. Oh, hi, Nanda. Now, we can't see all of those names from here. Mr. Oliver, do you mind doing me a favor? Can you see if you can just, without knocking anything, are you able to push that TV just a little bit closer? It doesn't go that much farther?
No.
We'll try later. That's okay. Well, you know what? Again, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We can't wait to take you guys on this little journey from the start of where we began to where we are now and where we are going in the future. Now, if you remember last year's show, we had a whole bunch of guests and a lot of videos. This one here is just going to be kind of a sit down reflection time for Miss S and I to really show you guys where we have gone from when we opened our doors to where we are today. So shall we get started?
Sure, let's do this.
All right. Why don't you have a seat?
Hi, Sophia.
Oh, man. All right. Perfect. So, this year has been, pretty crazy. Oh, yes. Perfect. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you.
Oh, thank
Perfect.
you so much. Thank
Awesome.
you. Thank you.
I'll need to scan your QR codes.
Our QR code. You want our
Your
but we-
QR code?
We own the place.
This is our place.
Sorry, rules are rules, sir.
Oh, okay. I guess so.
Here you go.
Here we go.
Sorry, guys. We just had to scan our QR codes.
Awesome.
We're good.
Oh, quick question. If we did this in Walmart, if we were doing the show in Walmart, would we have to do this?
No, that would have been fine.
Oh. Well, we should have done the show at Walmart so that we didn't have to worry about these QR codes.
Here we go. We're off to a great start, aren't we? All right. So, before we really get into when we opened our doors and everything, we wanted to do a little year in review of everything that has happened, because 2021 has actually been a really, really busy year. We've had a lot of stuff happen. So why don't we get started here? We're going to play some slides for you guys at this point here. This year started similar to 2020 with a shutdown. We weren't operating at the beginning of the year. We were online. We started virtually, and then we had to go. We got back to in person, right?
Yeah.
We went back in person.
And we had one-on-one lessons for a while there.
Right. We did one-on-ones. So at that point there also, when we got back to in person, we were able to open our doors again. We got shut down and we started training outdoors. It was spring, summertime. So it was warm enough where we could do our classes outdoors, which also brought a lot of challenges. I mean, just trying to organize everybody, attending the correct park, the times. Weather could have changed everything about that. So, really the whole, that was a challenge in itself. And then at one point, we weren't even able to train outside.
Yeah,
right?
they said no classes outside. So
Yeah, we were back online again. Now, I can't remember the exact month. I wish I wrote that part down, because there was, we had to go right back to it. It felt like 2020 all over again.
yeah, and then we had some time in the dojang, and then I remember in April we were doing our belt test, and if you guys remember that, we did our first day of belt test in April, and then that night they announced new rules that we weren't going to be able to be inside the dojang. So that night we were spamming you with emails so that we could perform your tests outside, and it was I mean, of course it was a challenge, but champions of course showed up like champions do. You guys did your belt test outside. It was awesome to watch you guys even from outside in the park, and I just am grateful for all champions being so flexible over this last 2 years.
Yeah, and I actually forgot that it was this year that we did the belt test in person one night and then had to do it outside. I actually completely forgot about that.
Yeah, overnight we had to flip everything around.
Yeah,
I remember a couple hours we were just like sulking for a couple hours because we were just like, man, I can't believe they did this to us, and they announced the changes, and those changes have to go into place in like 4 hours, and but we made it work because that's what we do.
Absolutely. Well, that's how the year started. Things got, of course, better. Summer came, and we did something really unique this year. We did what we called the 8 weeks of summer. So every week we did a different theme for the summer, right? So all July and August, we had everything from, and I had to write this down because I couldn't remember all 8 weeks. We started with Canada Pride, Superhero, Crazy Hair, Water Wars. I think that was everybody's favorite one. Tie-dye, pajama, champion pride, and Hawaiian shirt. Which one was your favorite week?
Tie-dye. Tie-dye and crazy hair, because tie-dye, I don't know if you remember, but me and Mr. D, we tie-dyed our dough box, which was, I think that should be the new uniform, right? Mine was tie-dyed pink and yellow and orange. It was awesome. I think that's the new uniform. New dojang, new uniform.
I don't know. I don't think we're gonna do a full-blown tie-dye uniform for the new space.
I also really enjoyed the crazy hair week. There was some awesome crazy hair.
Oh yeah, pause that video right there. Look at that, Natasha right there. Look at that. That was one right there.
Yeah.
Actually, and you know what? I didn't have this on there, but we also did the back to school drive, school supply drive. But yeah, crazy hair week. We can play that.
Yeah, I took the plunge and finally dyed my hair blue with the bottom. Oh, there's the tie-dye uniforms there.
There we go.
But yeah, I did dyed my hair blue and green, and then the blue really stuck to my hair, so it was a lot of time to get the blue out, and now we're more to a darker color, but I kind of miss the blue hair. So thanks, Champion Pride Week.
I think my favorite might have been the Superhero Week, and I think the reason why Superhero Week might have been my favorite was, of course, some of you might know him, Mike, who trains here, told me, hey, listen, I've got a Spider-Man outfit you can borrow. And I thought, great, that's awesome. I'll come by and pick it up. So I go and pick it up, and I bring it back, and it sat in the room for a day or two. And the day, I don't know, an hour before classes, I start getting changed. It's Monday afternoon, I believe. And I'm about to start classes. I got an hour before we have to get going, and I put on the costume, and Mike neglected to tell me how tight that costume was. And I just remember having to tell you, I think I said, I need you to grab something that I can put on underneath this uniform, because I'm feeling a little exposed here. And I think I wore it that day. I think I can't remember if I wore it the rest of the week or not. I might have wore it for the rest of the week, but yeah. So I quickly gave Mike's costume back. He got it back right away.
Actually, Mike, I still have your Spider-Man mask in my car, so I don't know why. And I've been meaning to tell you that. So if you're looking for your Spider-Man mask, I have it in my car.
So during the summer, so there was our 8 weeks of summer, but of course we had our super summer seminar. And you know what? That was a blast, because I felt like it's been so long since we've been able to go to a seminar and really interact in a way outside of the normal class setting, right? Because a seminar is really intended for, extended learning, where you really want to go and learn a lot more than what you get to cover in a typical class setting, right? And so this summer we just decided to run a seminar, and we had, well, how many people did we have? 50?
Yeah, there was about 50. I think that's kind of where our limit was to do a seminar, but it was awesome. Just to go into more in depth, we did a pattern session, we did a sparring session. Miss Merritt also ran the board breaking session, which was awesome. You can see it on the screen there that we did some awesome board breaking. So that was a lot of fun that day.
It was.
It really was.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing was, sometimes we go to these things and we get.
Oh, and we were dancing.
Yeah, that was during lunch break. That was fun. We had everything from beginners. I think one of our earliest beginners, this person, this young man, Tristan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
He had only been in Taekwondo for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And he said, "Can I do the seminar?" And we said, "Yep, absolutely." And we put him right in there, and he trained along all the color belts and the black belts, and I think he had a great time. So I think that was the cool thing, was just the variety of people that we had there. All of our members just coming in and just training their butts off and sweating for that day, and just really having a great time, and just being able to share that experience and that knowledge that yourself, myself, and Miss Merritt all brought to the table. I mean, collectively between the three of us, you know,
Like 90 years of experience.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, and like 90 years of like Taekwondo training experience. So what a way to share that with everybody. I thought that was really cool. So later on, actually, this was still in the summer, but we ran an Instructors College this year, and that was, well, we put this together at the Instructors College because we've noticed over the years a problem with you know, instructors and how we teach, or how we teach instructors how to teach, right? More of a problem in our industry that there isn't enough training on how to teach, but more so there's training on throwing kicks and punches. Well, most of us know how to do that pretty good, but not enough people spend time teaching people how to teach, how to work with kids, how to work with teens, how to work with adults, and really engage that way. So,
Right. And there's lots of training that we do, of course, in class, and teaching instructors and coaches how to do some of the teaching in class. But the Instructor College just really allowed us to go into depth to certain things, and just be really, really specific, where in class we can't have that type of discussion and try certain things in class. So the Instructor College was just awesome, that we got to experiment a little bit with different teaching techniques and share ideas with each other as coaches and instructors. So it was a really, really great day.
it was good. And same thing there. We had a variety of people. We had color belts coming there just to learn how to teach, because they have hopes of being instructors. These, I mean, we're talking about our future instructors, the future leaders of Champion Taekwondo, being trained there. And that was something I was really proud to have run.
And some of those color belts are on the floor teaching now. So
That's right.
that was something really cool that came out of it, is that you don't necessarily need a black belt to be a coach or an assistant instructor, right? There's more skills than just the Taekwondo skills when it comes to teaching. Yeah.
You know, there's one thing I don't have on here is, you know, this summer we had a black belt testing, right? And I didn't make a slide for that, and I feel we'll just pop that up there here. You know, I don't have a slide made for it, unfortunately, but we had a black belt testing this year. Last year in 2020, we had done, you know, we do an annual black belt testing. Usually there's 3, 4, 5 people ready for black belt, right? And last year we had a bit of a milestone for our black belt test, right? Last year we had Mr. Bradley, who was our first Champion Taekwondo's. So Champion Taekwondo's white belt to black belt member, who started with us as a white belt, earned their black belt. Now we've of course tested a lot of people over the years since we've opened, but those either were existing members before, maybe they already had their first dan, they were testing for another. We actually had, Mr. Bradley, who was our white belt to black belt. He tested with us last year. This year was a bit of another milestone. We had Miss Lee, who was our very first junior white belt to black belt. Now, again, we had a couple other people. We had Mr. Ackrell and Miss Smith also test with us, but Miss Smith already had her first degree. Mr. Ackrell, when he came to us, had a blue belt or red stripe at the time. So, you know, Miss Lee was our first junior white belt to black belt. So, you know, big congratulations to Miss Lee out there, and being that first junior black belt. We're really proud of you. So,
Yeah.
awesome. Lastly, and more recently, we had our kickathon. So our kickathon this year, every year we've tried to do something different, right? We've tried to do the first year we opened, which we're going to get into when we do the origin story. But we've done food drives, we've done the kickathons. Last year, all the previous years when we do it, we've been able to raise money or food for a charity, and that's kind of where it ends. But this one here was something that I was really touched by. It really hit home for me, maybe. We did our kickathon, we raised our money. But then afterwards, what we did was we had the opportunity. Toys R Us opened their store early for our group only. Nobody else was allowed in the store except for Champion Taekwondo. And we went in there and we were able to buy almost 800 gifts for the Toys for Tots charity drive with the Salvation Army. And that day, both the Kickathon day, the shopping day, and delivering those toys to the Toys for Tots was a bit of an emotional day. I mean, we really ups and downs of just happy and overwhelmed. I mean, I don't know how did you feel about it? It was pretty.
Yeah, it is emotional, and because they're emotional in so many different ways. Emotional because you think about kids out there that don't have a good Christmas, right? And so that's something that we get to help do that. And there was a lot of emotions about being really proud of just instilling this kind of a value into our school, into young kids, and teaching them that, yes, Taekwondo is important, but also the culture of Taekwondo and of Champion Taekwondo is that we really like to help others and help our community. And so that, I think, was a really proud moment too, is that we really inspired kids to help other kids. And that was just really awesome. So
It was, yeah. So that day there, we did 16,161 kicks in 1 minute as a school. What did we have, 150 participants, or was it more? I can't remember. You handled that part.
Yeah, sorry. I think it was a little bit more than 150, but about 150, 160 students that participated. So yeah, a lot of kicks.
Yeah, we raised $17,000, and really, I mean, we as a school, everybody here working together and putting that out there. That's what happens when we work together as a team, as a group, is we can achieve way more than when we do by ourselves. So working together that way, having how averaged out $17,000 between 150 people. It's a lot of money per person,
Yeah, or you think about it, everybody raised at least $1 per kick.
Yeah, that's
so
great.
That's really cool.
Absolutely, yeah. And being able to take that and go to Toys R Us, that was something really cool. They informed us afterwards that Champion Taekwondo was the largest. I'm pretty sure they told us we were the largest single donor to the Toys for Tots drive here in Lethbridge. That is a big deal, guys, and that's something that you should all be proud of, that you were part of. I know I certainly am, and like I said, there was days when we would go into the Salvation Army, I was so filled with emotion. It was overwhelming. I mean, you couldn't believe that we were able to do something like that.
Yeah, and Mr. D and I, we actually volunteered at the Salvation Army last week and got to help families shop for their toys. So it was cool to help them pick out. Some of those toys they picked out were the toys that, Champion bought. So that was really cool to see that. We're going again tomorrow to help families shop. So we're excited. I mean, it's just cool that this Kickathon event, we really got to see it full circle and be involved in the charity that we donated to. So it was a cool experience this year.
Yeah.
And so thank you, Champions, for all of your support of Kickathon. You did a really great thing for a lot of families this year.
So with that, I do have a video that we are going to show you guys. So we're going to take a little bit of a break. You can sit and watch this video. It is a collection of the Kickathon day and all of the kicks that we did. So sit back, enjoy the show. This is a good chance to maybe grab a some popcorn. Miss S, Miss Mel, and a whole bunch of us here put these together a couple weeks ago for you guys. So get your popcorn ready. So why don't we play that video for us right now?
kickathon field. Everybody's tired.
Who's excited to be here? Thank you guys so much for being here today. We really appreciate it. We are so grateful that we could be able to do this in person. If you were with us last year, you know that we had to do this event in less than 12 hours. We had to switch it from the way we're doing it right now to online. We got shut down randomly. So we're really proud, we're really grateful to be able to be here with all of you today, face to face, and to be able to watch you guys and feel the energy in the room, have you guys come in and be together this way. We're very grateful for that. So, you guys do know that we are raising money for the Salvation Army Toys for Tots. This year here, how this works is the proceeds that we do raise, Toys R Us is actually closing the store down for Champion Taekwondo to go in, fill a whole bunch of shopping carts full of toys for this organization, so that way a lot of families in Lethbridge can have an awesome Christmas this year. So it's something that we are really proud to be part of. It is something that I'm grateful for everybody here, because as a community, as a team, as a family here, it's because of all of us coming together this way that we can do this. I can't do it by myself. I do it because of all of you guys here. So thank you guys all so much for all of your hard work, your participation, being here. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys.
All right, we're gonna get to the kicking part, but we gotta get warmed up. Would it be okay if we dance a little to warm up?
And the power and the courage to handle our problems through him. So on the count of 4, I want everybody step on their problems. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trample them, trample them, trample them, trample them. Manhandle them, manhandle them. Dismantle them, dismantle them. Trample them, trample them, trample them. Kick out them, kick out their problems, kick out their problems. So as they sink you under, you float. Ride on the storm, them just like a boat. So as they push you down, so you get up. They have to wonder how you just get up. And every crack you see, you just see through. And by the help of God, you will get through. Now everybody stop. I feel like
We've practiced. This is the moment we've practiced for. So kickers, you kick the paddle, you touch the ground. Kick the paddle, touch the ground. We're gonna do this as many times as we can in 1 minute. Yes, ma'am? Yes, ma'am! Okay, we're gonna start the countdown. We ready? 3, 2, 1.
champion on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Champion!
I hope you guys enjoyed that little video there of the kickathon. That was a fun day. That was really cool. Every time I
Awesome
watch
day.
that, I almost get a little emotional.
I know I didn't watch it just so that I wouldn't get emotional for the show.
I know. I'm actually kind of glad we have it muted because, you know, you mix the music in there and everything else. It was a special day. So we're going to do our just a small little mid-show prize break. Now, I want to show you guys how you win prizes. This is really cool. If you remember from last year, the more you engage with the show, the better chance you have of winning a prize. Now, like I said earlier, depending on your privacy settings, you might need to make sure that you put your name in the comment. Otherwise, if you just comment hi, it might just show up as a blank nothing. We won't know who you are. So just make sure if you comment, say hi from your family name or your first name, whichever one you prefer. Just that way we do know who it is, just in case it doesn't show up. But you probably noticed a few of the comments when we do put it up there, it'll sometimes just pop your name right up there and we'll be able to see it. So why don't we have, now we're going to have our producer, Danny, back there. He is going to pick 3 names and he's going to put them right up on the screen. So why don't you put the first one up on the screen there? Why don't we see what we're going to win here?
So the first prize that we are going to give away is a new dough box. It's back here on the shelf, and we'll get you the right size to whoever the winner is. But the new dough box was donated by Mr. and Mrs. Hallowell. So then, whichever name Danny puts up there, is that it there, Danny? Tiffany?
Awesome.
Tiffany, all
So
right.
Tiffany.
I'm going to write this down. Tiffany, get
Do you
in
have one of her
touch with
comments?
us.
Can you put one of her comments up? Can we find it? Let's see.
So that is for the dough box. So Tiffany, get in touch with us. We'll get you a uniform, for your child, fixed up to the right size, and you'll get a brand new uniform. The next prize that we have is a kind of a combination of prizes. So the next one is a painting. It's back there. It's got the face on it. It's from Colorful Creative Creations. Sorry if I mixed up that name. Colorful Creations, a handmade painting there. It's got a brownie kit donated by the Thompson family, hot sauce from the Rob Drop family, and it's got an El Greco gift card. If so, a Greek restaurant, you guys have to check that restaurant out. So the winner of that prize is going to Lena Tabish. So got you down there.
That's
awesome. Yeah, that was one prize. All of that
that's
stuff.
awesome.
So congratulations, Lena. You have won that prize pack.
Ariane?
Ariane's mom.
Oh,
yeah.
right on. Ariane?
And Clayton.
Clayton? Awesome. Right on. Congratulations, guys.
And we'll do one more prize. So the next prize, we have a water bottle from Creative Hands by Danielle. This is Little Champ's Caden's mom. So thank you, Danielle, for your donation. Another bottle of hot sauce from the Rob Drop family, their Watering Eye hot sauce. And then we've got a gift card to Cotton Candy from Candy Clouds. So you could use this for a different birthday party or something. And then we've also got another El Greco gift card for you to use. So the winner of that little prize pack is Amanda Bonnard. So that's Logan's family. Awesome. Congratulations.
Right on. Well, let's carry on with the show. All right. So we finished off this year in review. And now we want to take you guys on a journey. Now, a lot of you have joined us more in the last year, right? Like this is where we've seen a big increase in our membership, right? So there's a lot of you out there who don't know, the year we started, the beginning, what it was like, what this basement itself was like, can you pause that right there for just 1 second? So first off, what year did we start?
We opened September 2015.
September 2015, 6.5 years. And when we opened up, how many members did we have?
We had 32 members when we first
32
opened.
members. 32 members were here, and we had no mats. We had no equipment. Well, little to no equipment. We really just trained with what we could, right? Like a lot of just, partner drills and not the same kind of stuff that we have now, right? We just didn't have the money to buy any of this stuff at all. We were just fresh. Our company was brand new. We weren't able to do any of that. Like I said, we trained on the hardwood floor. So parents, when you come in, the hardwood floor that you're stepping on when you're sitting off to the side, that is what we trained on. This whole thing right here. Solid concrete floor with some hardwood floor laid right on top of it. And I remember commenting on that with a few of the black belts. And sit-ups were a big one that were always a fun time. Working
Just
on those.
hard on the body, training on that
We can
hard
go ahead and play this.
floor. And so I don't know, I think it was like 6 months in that we finally got the mats. And that was a very welcome change, of course. To have mats to train on makes it a little bit easier on the instructors and on the students, of course. So
Mr. Gallup's going to hate us for that one.
and that picture up there, I was telling Joyce about it. There's a picture up in the corner there, Joyce, and that is Ryder when we first moved. And now you look at Ryder and Joyce, and they're so big, and so it's kind of cool to look back and see those pictures.
Like that's like Rocky right now, almost, right?
Yeah.
So you just look at where it was. Little Champs, can we pause that video for just 1 second? So Little Champs, there was no kids program here, right? Like we that was something that I had done in the past when I had my school in Prince George. That's where I'm from. I'm going to get to a little bit about that too, of our pre-champion where we started. But we started that program. We didn't or the school before didn't have any kids really enrolled in it that age, or a program that was tailored to the 4, 5, and 6-year-olds. So we started the Little Champs one, I believe, in October. We opened September. The first Little Champs class started in October, and we had 9 Little Champs that started with us. Now, of those 9 original that started, 6 of those Little Champs are still with us today. 5. I hope I didn't forget any here, but we've got Sam, Lily, Joyce, Ivor, and Ethan. They were like our first original crew of Little Champs that started with us, and they're still training today. Some of them are getting ready in the next year or so to be, testing for their junior black belts.
Yeah.
Like, can you believe that?
It's so crazy. And like seeing the pictures, like the first picture of this slideshow was Ethan, just to see how little he is. And now you look at him now, and he's just grown to such like an awesome young man and trains hard. His Taekwondo skills, have blossomed. So it's really cool to see the transition in some of these kids. Same with Joyce. Sometimes I feel like Joyce, we use her picture a lot. There's Ethan right there.
There's Ethan, yeah.
Yeah, and Joyce, it's just been cool to see Joyce come from, and I trained with Joyce's dad, Tony, many years ago. So it's cool to have those relationships with people. I see that picture up there. That was one of our first community events or community fundraisers that we did. We raised almost 300 pounds of food. We actually went trick-or-treating for food that year. And so that was the start of our community work that we like to do. And I look at that picture and I just think, well, first of all, thank goodness my hair is longer, but
yes.
But 300 pounds of food, that's where we started, right? With anything that we could try and do to help our community. But 300 pounds of food is where we started. And now, as we saw with Kickathon, up to $17,000. So that's a big feat in itself. There's the mats. So there we see that we finally get mats on the floor and makes training a little bit nicer.
Oh, much nicer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You guys you're stuck with me longer because I'm going to be, I'll be able to teach for a longer period of time in my life. I won't be broken. So that's a good thing, I hope. Well, when we started, we did a trade show as soon as we started, right? Because we really wanted to get out there. We needed to get new members in. We did our first trade show. That one there, we signed up, I think, about 20 new people at that first trade show. We did our Halloween food drive, and later that year, we had our first Christmas party, and so our first Christmas party it was right here in this basement. It was 4 tables, about, the standard 8-foot long tables, nothing big. I think we had about 40 people that were there, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And we didn't have to pull up the mats or anything. We just left the tables over there where the parent chairs are right now. So, it was a nice little intimate party that first year. I remember the second Christmas party. You were not upset, but like, oh, that's a lot of work to pull up the mats, but we pulled all the mats up for the second Christmas party because we were like, man, we got to rent some tables and stuff for this one because we had more members at that time. So we had to pull all the mats up, put the tables on the hardwood floor. But yeah, the second party, I remember having it in here, and it was packed in here. And so from there, that's when we started renting different venues for doing the Christmas party every year.
Well, that's just it. Every year it got a little bit bigger, right? We went from, like she was just saying, the 4 tables, then we rented tables, then we would lift the mats up. And the last Christmas party that we were allowed to host in person, we had 300 people in attendance. That was awesome. Incredible. Like, again, the venue that we hosted it at was shocked because they don't get parties that size. We capped their fire code number, right? Like they couldn't actually allow us to have more people. So we sold that one out.
Yeah, and if you've never experienced one of our Christmas parties, they are really special. We like to do a potluck. So everyone brings their own food or dish to share, and I think that's really cool because we get to experience different cultures and different types of food, and I feel what a way to really connect with parents and students is through food. So it was really fun when we got to do our Christmas parties that way, and of course the last couple years we haven't been able to do that, but
look at this, we get to put on this show. Like if this had happened though 15 years ago when I started teaching, when I was running my first school in Prince George, if this had happened at that time, this show would not have happened. Zoom would not have happened. None of this would have happened. So as much as we want to be like, oh man, thank goodness we have the outlets and the stuff that we have now, because we can actually provide that and stay connected this way. Is it the same? No, but look at this. Can we put up a comment? Like, just look at this. We can have people comment and say hi. Look at that. Merry Christmas. I can't read it from here, but I'm sure it's something very, very nice. Oh, well, thank you. Okay. What did that, is there a name there? Okay. Give her a prize. Give her a prize. Okay. What does Nanda get?
Nanda gets a water bottle by Creative Hands by Danielle, a t-shirt from 1 to 6 Homemades, and one of the El Greco gift cards, plus a $50 gift card from Mechanics. I can't find the gift card right now. It's a good one.
Plus she gets 25,000 friendship points. Most of your kids will know that joke. So, before we do actually move on to a little bit of champions, I want to give some people a little bit of our background too. who did you start with? Give me just, a little rundown of, when you started, how old you were, your first instructor, and maybe what was it that maybe attracted you to becoming a Taekwondo instructor, or what was it that maybe changed your outlook on that? What did you want to do?
Sure. So actually, before I started Taekwondo, my dad took me to a dance class or two. And in the dance class, I did not like it at all. And I would come out crying to my dad saying, this is not my thing. And I was upset because I felt like the dance instructor was coming down on me or yelling at me. And so anyway, I did that. And then my dad took me to Taekwondo, and my first instructor was Mr. Collette. And Mr. Collette is a very tall man, and his voice is very commanding and booming voice. And so my dad, when he was watching that class, he kind of like put his head down because he was like, there's no way Nicole's going to like this, because he thought that I would just be really scared of that instructor. And actually, I came out of that class and I said, Dad, this is what I want to do. And so being 7 or 8 years old and coming out and saying, Dad, this is what I want to do, I don't think my dad had any vision of like, this is actually what I was going to do for the rest of my life. So yeah, that's kind of where I started. That was part of Murphy's Taekwondo. So Murphy's Taekwondo has been around in Lethbridge. It was around for quite a long time. And many of the people that train here at Champion also used to train with Mr. Murphy. So once my family moved to Lethbridge, I did train with Murphy's Taekwondo for quite a while. When I moved to Edmonton, I trained with another Taekwondo school up there. And then that's where I met Mr. Dumoulin, and we ran a school together for a little bit. And then we ran Kodiak Taekwondo, and then we made the big move down to Lethbridge and opened Champion Taekwondo. So that's a little bit about where my background in Taekwondo came from.
Right? There's the
short
version of it.
I did a whole bunch of cool stuff in between all of that.
Well, you were a world champion.
Yeah.
2002.
2002. Yeah, it was so awesome.
A lot of people don't know that. Like Miss S was, your first big tournament was in North Korea.
Correct. Yeah, in year 2000, I was on the team. At 15
years old, she went to North Korea.
It was a little scary, but it was an experience for sure. And that was one of the tightest teams that I ever competed with. Was with that team.
Puerto Rico was the one that you won.
And then 2 years later, we went to Puerto Rico, and that's where I won the second degree patterns world championships. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. So, kids, when Miss S tells you to do something with patterns, listen. She knows what she's talking about. I'm going to give you the real short version of myself. So a lot of people might not know, I'm not from Lethbridge. I'm not a local Lethbridge person. Miss S grew up here. I grew up all the way in Prince George, BC, as I mentioned earlier. That's where I was born and raised. At 15, my dad opened up a school. So he ran his school, and I would help with the classes. I got my first dan, and I'll be totally honest, I hated teaching. I liked nothing about it. I didn't like I didn't like anything about teaching. Nothing about it appealed to me. My dad loved to teach, and he was great at it, and I didn't. It could have been maybe a forced upon thing, that I didn't like about it, or something like that, it's my dad's school. And as soon as I was done school, I had to race to the dojang and start teaching classes with him, or what. I don't know what it was, something that didn't attract to me that well. And I remember when I started running the school at 19, my dad was taking a step back. I started running the school, and I was only running the school until somebody there could take over and get me the heck out of there, because I liked nothing about it. But I knew we had a good school there, and I didn't want it to shut down. And the reason I'm going to bring this up is there's moments in your life that are pivotal, and they're big moments that change the course of the rest of your life. And one of those things happened to me when I was teaching one night. A little boy named Noah. I get emotional talking about it because, like I said, I wanted nothing to do with being a martial arts instructor. But this little boy named Noah was asking me a simple question one night, and he said, "Sir, why is it called an L stance?" Simple question. And I looked at his feet and I said, "Well, look at your feet. What letter are they in the shape of?" He goes, "An L." And the look of pure joy and excitement that came over him, that I gave him something. I gave him a piece of information that made him learn and that he was excited about. And that moment right there, I look back on it almost every day, because if it wasn't for that moment, I wouldn't be teaching Taekwondo at all. So there's moments in your life you don't know when they're coming, but when they come, they can change who you are for the rest of your life. So that was a big thing for me there. Geez, I can go on about those things, but anyway, we started 2015. One of the first big purchases we did was a logo. Now, I fought Miss S on this. I typed up on a computer. I said, "Look, Champion Taekwondo, there's our logo. We don't need it. There's other things we could worry about." And she's like, "No, we need a logo." So we did something really unique, and I'm really upset. And I hope one day I can find this, and I'm going to share with you guys these things. But what we decided to do was we ran a logo contest with our members at the time, and we said, "Why don't you all be part of the future of Champion Taekwondo by creating our logo we're going to use?" Needless to say, we quickly hired somebody almost right away. As soon as the logo contest was done, we went and hired somebody.
I in all honesty, I was on board for Miss Greeno's daughter, Casey, had some unicorns.
It was the 2 unicorns.
Yeah, the 2 unicorns. I was on board for that one. Like I was okay with that one. I just couldn't convince you to take that route.
Now, I apologize about this one because I actually I have every single entry that was given to us. I still have them there, but with the move and everything going on, I can't find them. And the second I do, I'm going to be posting them up there so you guys can see them. Unfortunately, I don't have them for the show, but we had some really interesting ones, just some fun ones. But our logo, we get actually a lot of love and a lot of hate on our logo. And the funny thing is, the people who dislike our logo are other martial arts instructors. If you have nothing to do with martial arts, people love our logo. They think it's great. The colors, the uniqueness of it. But why don't we just go into that a little bit? So what we had was we emailed, or you emailed, because again, I really wanted nothing to do with it almost. You emailed 4 places, 3 or 4 places.
Yeah, and 3 of them came back, and you could just tell it was a very cookie cutter type situation, that they'd be like, "Yeah, we can design a logo. We'll have something for you in 3 days. You just got to give us a deposit of $1,200 or whatever it is." Like there was some expensive ones, and so we're like, "Oh, well, that's kind of weird." Like they didn't even ask like what we do or anything like that.
I don't even know if they knew we taught Taekwondo.
Yeah, I thought it was just kind of weird. And then the other logo designer that I emailed, they actually she was curious about us and wanted to meet us. And so we went and met her, and she asked us all these questions. So like, what do you do? And what is Taekwondo? And asked all just what exactly she should look for, because she wanted to do some research. And so just having that first conversation, I was like, this is the girl. Like she actually
she didn't even take a deposit.
Yeah, she didn't take any money.
I want to work with you yet.
Yeah, she's like, I need to do some research and make sure that I can provide you a good product and understand what your sport is and understand like what you're trying to get. So that was just our first interaction with her, and we were like, this is the girl to do it. So she did a lot of research, and one of the things that she came back to us is said that I noticed that a lot of what Taekwondo is movement, and I thought that was such a great word to describe everything that we do in Taekwondo, right? Taekwondo is good for our bodies because we're moving our bodies. It's good for our brains, right? And our mental health. And so just keeping things moving in our brain. But you think about sparring, the sparring aspect, where there's two opponents, right? And they are moving around each other and they're kicking and punching at each other. And so that original logo that she came up with was actually just one swirl, right? And we really liked that because it is like a lot of movement. But then we said, no, there should be two of them because
She had them facing away at one point.
Yeah,
too. It
so
almost
she
looked
had
like an
them
X.
like an X almost, or like backwards C's, so kind of like that. And that was almost it, but we were like, no, like they move around in a ring and it's very circular, and they're trying to, beat each other up. But then we wanted two swirls because there was two of us, and then we got into the colors of what those swirls should be. So
Yeah, so we had another reason why when she was looking at the other logos, the first thing she said was, I've been researching about 100 different martial arts schools, and every one of them is the same. It is their school name, a kicker, a punch, and some, Korean words. And she said that you guys are unique. You guys are, a couple who do this together. I get a very different vibe from you two. And I don't think you guys, I don't want a kicker. I don't want a puncher. I don't want calligraphy or writing on there. I want something unique, something totally different. And that's where we started going on to this.
right,
Then
yeah.
the swirls came
I think
in.
that conversation started really easy because you went in and said, I don't want to punch, I don't want a fist, I don't want to punch, I don't want to kick, I don't want a foot, and I don't want any like calligraphy. And so
different.
she was like, oh, like, because when she pulled up different logos, lots of Taekwondo or martial arts logos are a fist or a foot and have calligraphy on them. And we just said we wanted something completely different. So
again, a lot of logos have some meaning behind them. So there's, the rapid movement there. That's sort of what that represents. Now, as far as the colors go, she gave us some variations, right? She had some reds and blacks and I think a couple of them, like it's purples or something like that too. There's some neat ones, but where the green and blue comes from, one, they just, I think, look great together.
Well, green and blue, good complementary colors.
They're nice colors together, but the green and blue actually do represent something. So I did mention earlier in the show that I ran a martial arts school called Horizon Taekwondo in Prince George, BC. That was the school that my dad had started. And our school color was blue. When Miss S and I got together and we were in Edmonton, we ran a school together called Kodiak Taekwondo, and their school color was green. And so when we came up with the green and blue, it was sort of the merging of our backgrounds, my background with Horizon Taekwondo and our background together with Kodiak sort of coming together. So that's where sort of those colors and the shape and everything sort of tied in. And that's how we ended up with the logo that we have. And we revealed that logo at our first Christmas party. Cool. Well, logo. Done.
There it is.
Show's over. No. One thing that has been sad is, a big part of what we do is tournaments. And the last couple of years, we just haven't been able to compete at all. Tournaments have been a no-go. They tend to attract large crowds. So to stay safe, well, what do? We haven't been able to really run tournaments. A World Cup, a World Championship, I believe now have been pushed back. Local tournaments, national tournaments, all of them have been just on a screeching halt. But they are a big part of what we do. I mean, everything from, the relationships that you build, the camaraderie, the teamwork, the indomitable spirit that you gain from stepping up and getting out of your comfort zone to try something new and challenge yourself. All of the skills that you learn in class, actually being able to go apply them under a stressful situation against somebody you don't know a lot of times, is a valuable thing that sometimes classes can't teach, right? And so it's been unfortunate we haven't been able to do them for so long. And 2022, cross our fingers, we'll start seeing the return of tournaments, providing everything's safe. Over the last 6 years, though, I mean, without getting too much into where we've all been before, but just talk about Champion Taekwondo, we've been able to travel all across Canada, Montreal and Vancouver and all across Alberta. I went to Argentina in 2016. We went to Budapest in 2016. We went to Ireland in 2017, and I went to Germany in 2019, right? So in that 6 years, we've been able to go to a lot of cool places. That's not including the seminars and other places. But what would you say is maybe your most memorable tournament in the last 6 years?
I would have to say the most memorable for me was the very first, I think it was the first tournament that we went to as Champion Taekwondo. We went to the North Americans and Caribbean tournament in Vancouver. And I think that one was really memorable because when you travel with your teammates, I feel like you get to know each other a little bit more than just in class. So I feel like that first one was like, okay, well, this is the crazy Miss S and this is the crazy Miss H and Miss Greeno. And we really got to get to know each other a lot better that tournament. So there's that one. And that was a really cool tournament for us women because we actually competed as a team and we rocked it in that ring for that team sparring. So it was a cool first tournament for us to come to. And I really, really liked that one. Of course, there's been so many good tournaments. Every local tournament or, Western Canada tournament has been awesome to go to with our champions and just represent our awesome school. But I think that first one was just a really good memory because we really got to know each other a lot better that tournament.
Yep.
How about you?
For me, probably hands down, most memorable one had to have been the 2019 World Championships in Germany.
That tournament was a little bit memorable for me in other ways.
So 2019 was the year that Rocky was born. Rocky was born January 25th of 2019, and Miss S and Ryder and Rocky, we were all supposed to go to Germany, and we had to quickly cancel you and the kids coming. So you stayed home. I went by myself with Mr. Gallup. He's one of our black belts, and we went to Insel, Germany, competed at the World Championships, and that was the year where one of our own members had gotten third at the World Championships. And I have to say that as an instructor, when you work with somebody for the extended hours and periods of time with those people, you get to know them, as you were kind of saying, on a personal level that you don't get to in class all the time, and you form a bond that is somewhat unbreakable, and so being able to go there. He was still a junior at the time, if I'm not mistaken. He was a junior still, I believe. I think he was still under 18. And watching him go through the rounds, I remember sitting in the stands because I was competing at that tournament too, so I wasn't allowed to coach him. I think there's adjustments there now, but at that time I needed to compete. I didn't need to coach. I coached him on the floor, got him there, and the rest is up to him. And I remember being in the stands with his mom and holding her hand, and I just remember we were shaking, because every time he would finish a round and the judges would award him as the winner. Oh, those are some Germany shots right there, actually. Those are really good Germany shots. The best ones in the house. That's
There he
actually
is.
Mr. Gallup and I, right after he won. So speak of the devil right here. Look at how young he looks. Oh, my goodness. Oh, look at him. Look at me. So I just remember every round as he would win, I just remember this like rush of emotion of just being so excited, so happy for him, and just being up in the stands and being able to now, we spend that time with him, get him there, and now it's up to him to walk on his own, and really watching him walk on his own and put it all out there and show what he was capable of was a moment as an instructor, I will never forget. And so every time he won, he would move to the next round, move to the next round, move to the next round. And I remember when he got to the semifinals, he ended up losing that last round, and the person who beat him went on to the finals to compete gold and silver. And so he was really, really close. But I just remember we were so happy, for him. I was crying because it was just such a big moment in my life as an instructor, as my career coaching him through there. So that had to have been easily my most memorable moment at a tournament, was hands down that one there. So
We were all excited back at home too, and watching the live feeds, and it
Absolutely.
was really exciting for all of us here. But no, I don't think that really can compare to what you experienced being there with him. So yeah, totally awesome.
Well, so moving on. So we have tournaments, and I know a lot of people are just like done. There are a lot of people who just hate talking about this subject, but it's the elephant in the room, of course, COVID. We've been open for 6.5 years. COVID's been going on for almost 2. We'd be just lying to ourselves if we didn't say that this has been a major part of this business, of this school, of how we operate, everything we do. Like, we're crazy to just be like, well, I just don't want to talk about it. We have to. Like, it was a big part of who we are. Also, where it's gotten us too. I can easily say that, before that, so March 15th, was it 15th or 16th? I always get that mixed up.
Well,
The
day that we got shut down. Well, I think they announced on the 13th. That's when we really heard about everything, because it was Friday the 13th. I just remember that day. And then that Sunday is when they said everything is shut down.
Right.
And that was going to go into effect on the Wednesday or something. And so we flipped right away to online. And it was interesting because we had done some online stuff previous to COVID, actually, which really set us up well to just flip over to an online platform anyway. But
I have to say that it was a big moment for me as an instructor, because and as a business owner too. I can easily say I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning, ones that I regret fully. Like I didn't step up quick enough at times. I resisted a lot of the things that we needed to do, maybe out of stubbornness, maybe just out of pure like, oh, this will just blow over. But a lot of stuff that in some ways, toughened me up, made me realize like there's a lot of stuff we got to do, and there's important things that we need to do to make sure this place stays alive, so we have it available for everybody when we're able to be in person.
Yeah, and in those first few weeks of shutdown, I think it was so unknown. We didn't know what was going to happen, and when finally you're like 5 weeks in and you're like, man, this isn't going to go away tomorrow, so we better figure it out. And it was in those weeks of no school, no Taekwondo in person, that I think we really figured out that what we did and what we offered to our students was so important, for their physical and mental health. And so it's honestly, I have to say thank you to all of you that have been with us all the way through COVID, because it's because of you that we pushed on and knew that we had to figure out a way so that we could still serve you and still be standing here today to serve you. But yeah, thank you. I'm gonna start
Absolutely.
crying.
It has been. It's been a crazy last couple of years. Again, we can't help but not address it. You know, but every time something hard happens, well, then we persevere through it, and we figure out a way to adapt to it. So, you know, now I'm really grateful that, you know, we steered the ship the way we did, and now look, you know, I don't think we would have done a virtual show before. So, you know, we just do the things that need to happen. So do the hard work. All right. Our future, where we're going. As you guys know, we are moving. It's not a far move, but it's a big move. And it's something that I'm really, oh, just hold on. We're going to wait for that video. There. As you guys know, if you've been following myself or Miss S on Instagram, or following the Champion Taekwondo public page, you've been watching maybe some of the updates. So what we've got is some update videos of everything when we started, because I didn't do any updates for the first 3 or 4 weeks because we hadn't announced it. I had already been working for 3 or 4 weeks in there. Then we made the announcement. Then we were able to start showing you guys stuff. So there's a lot of stuff you had no idea, you didn't get to see before that. So we've got a little video of you guys. So we're going to take a little break here and show you guys the video of the new Champion Taekwondo space up to where it is literally right now. So we're going to roll that video.
Took some time, but we pointed out that tomorrow isn't here right now, baby. An absent mind came to roam around, captured you in a foggy cloud, baby. Standing on my toes on the edge, I'm ready to go. See it clear when the shadows are lit, I'm ready to go.
Hey, Champion Taekwondo members and family and friends and everybody watching. Hey guys, we got some exciting stuff here. We're going to be opening up this room here for our parent viewing gallery. So I'm going to start smashing some walls down just that way we can make an awesome space all for the parents and the viewers and everybody who wants to come and watch their kids and family members train in our school and have a great time. So here we go. We're starting to break some walls down now.
Captured you in a foggy cloud, baby. Standing on my toes on the edge, I'm ready to go. See it clear when the shadows are lit, I'm ready to go.
That way? Okay.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, there's lots of stuff I wanted to show you guys and share with you. Come on in. You know, here, I'll let you come around here. So, again, there's so much that I wanted to share with you guys from when we first stepped in there to all of the stuff that we now get to see. So, you know, if you remember from last year, and Miss S, you know, she didn't believe me when this happened, but I did. I mean, I worked really hard on this thing, and it's something I'm really proud of, and I had to bring it out. I had to dust it off, so to speak. And I actually have a time machine. And, you know, Miss S, you doubted me last year, and I showed you I have a time machine.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Are we going to give these prizes away before we do this time machine? Or
No, we're going to do it afterwards.
Ah, okay.
We're going to do it afterwards.
Excellent.
So we, of course, you saw last year that I have a time machine.
Yes, it was very exciting. You took us back to see 1992 you.
92, 93. I can't remember. I think it was 1992.
And you even showed us 1993 me.
Yes.
And that was exciting. And yeah.
And the year, I can't remember. It
Oh,
was like 100 years old or something like
yeah,
that.
we
version
went
of me.
forwards in the
forward in
future,
time.
and we got to see the future Mr. D as well. That was really exciting and interesting. It looked a little bit retro.
Oh, I know.
The future you had like a 1996 headset on, so
Yeah,
it was very interesting.
stuff. So, but I again brought the time machine out, the good old classic time machine, and we were actually lucky enough to we're going to be jumping back forward a little bit, but you know, we're jumping back in time to 1995. So we actually are able to get the 1995 version of me on the show. Would you do the honors?
Me?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go.
That was easy.
Oh, I told you.
Oh, you made it work again.
I told you.
Hi, Mr. D in 1995.
So, can we hear you? Can we hear you?
Yeah. Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Well, you know what, 1995, Mr. D, it is great to have you on the show again. Thanks for coming on.
Good. It's good to be back on the show.
Well, I'm glad you were able to make it.
Well, I wasn't doing much anyway.
Oh, well, that's good. You know, so listen, a whole year has gone by. We're older. I'd like to say we've matured. What has been going on in 1995? What can you tell us?
Well, I just saw this awesome movie called Mortal Kombat. It was amazing.
Oh man, I love that movie. That movie is awesome. Oh, the fight scenes.
The gore.
Sonya Blade. Well, so who is your favorite character?
Besides Sonya,
Yes, besides Sonya.
probably Scorpion. He is really cool. His fight scenes were amazing, and his he has this thing that shoots out of his arm.
Oh man, how about when he tries to launch that Johnny Cage? He does the backflips and everything. Wasn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what if I told you? Now this is pretty cool. What if I told you that the future version of you actually knows the actor who plays Scorpion in the movie?
Really?
Yes. In fact, I talk to him all the time on the phone.
Really? So you can just call him right now?
I suppose, yeah, if you'd like me to. Yeah, of course, absolutely. Give me a second here. Here he is, right here. Let's see. Just 1 second. I know.
It does say Chris Casmas on there.
Of course. You know, he's probably busy. It's a Sunday here in 2021. It's late.
Hey, Chris, thanks for calling. I know. I hate voicemail too.
You know, I swear, though, we do talk all the time. We're really close. So, listen, let's move on. Is there anything about 2021 you want to know?
Well, last year you told me to invest all my money into toilet paper. Why was that?
Well, 2020 was really a tough year. There was this awful thing called COVID. It was a pandemic that swept the world, and a lot of people got really sick. People lost their businesses, people lost their jobs, and a lot of people lost their lives. It was actually it was tragic, and at times it was really scary.
Sounds horrible. What ended up happening to it?
Well, thanks to modern science, they were able to, create a vaccine, and they were able to distribute it to a lot of people, a lot of people around the world. Are you still there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they were able to distribute the vaccine to a lot of people.
Wow, sounds good.
It is good, I mean, I got it and everything too, and a lot of people I know have it.
And it's totally safe?
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, no side effects or anything.
What was that?
Nothing. You know what? We should move on. We should move on. 1995 me. I do have to let you go. But before we go, I want to leave you with a couple pieces of advice.
Okay.
Always clean your room.
Okay.
Always make your bed.
Okay.
Tell your mother that you love her every chance you get.
Okay.
And one day you're going to hear this word, this phrase, and you're not going to understand it. You're not going to know anything about it. In fact, nobody understands it. But when you hear this one thing, I need you to put all of your money into it.
What is it?
It's called Dogecoin.
Dogecoin?
Yes, Dogecoin. Anyway, 1995 me, it was great to have you on the show. Thanks for coming by.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Mr. D.
Aw, see, I told you.
You were so cute.
Awesome. Now, what's really cool is we've got Rocky on the show. In fact, Rocky's going to make a guest appearance. And he's right here. Rocky, can you say hi to everybody?
No.
No. Okay, Rocky's not going to say hi to anybody. But, what's really cool? Hey, Rocky, would you like to see a younger version of your mom?
Where are those? That's the popcorn. That one? There you go.
Yeah. Rocky, do you want to see Rocky? Rocky, do you want to see a younger version of your mom? Yeah, we all do. That came randomly. That one I didn't even mean to do. That was not intentional. That was just funny. It landed. It was too easy. You look beautiful, honestly. Like, absolutely stunning. But I actually have the 1995 Miss S.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Oh, my
In fact, we're
goodness.
going to bring the 1995 Miss S onto the show.
All right.
That was easy.
Let's see. Hey, we got her! What I told you. 1995 Miss S, welcome to the show.
I'm not doing this.
Huh. What the heck?
Well,
Well, you know what? Hey, it almost worked here. And
I'm not doing this.
oh, jeez.
oh, you look so cute, though.
Well, anyway, thank you. Do you want to stay on the show? All right, so let's move on.
Ryder is a really good sport. I do have to say.
That one was his idea, not even mine this time. Last year's was mine. All right, let's do some prizes.
So we had another prize, another Dobok that was donated by Mr. and Mrs. Hallowell, and that is going to Kimberly Lynn Hurt. So make sure you come in and see us, and we'll get you all suited up for your child's Dobok. We also have another prize pack. This one has the black painting right there. If you can see that, it has the Jack Skellington painting by Colorful Creations. We also have got a t-shirt in there. So that's one of the Kindness Ninja t-shirts from 1 to 6 Homemade. So thanks, Shannon Brooks. This one has an El Greco gift card, and by Candy Clouds, another cotton candy gift certificate. And that one is going to Liliana Peterson. So we will get that to you, Lily. Congratulations. Another prize pack is this tree painting by Colorful Creations again. We have a tank top, one of the pink tank tops, the Kindness Ninjas. So thanks, 1 to 6 Homemades. Some hot sauce from Watering Eyes. So again, thank you, Rob Jupp family, for donating that. And another El Greco gift card. This one is going to Rachel Vivian. Congratulations, Rachel. Our studio audience is all applauding our winners there.
You put up some of those. If you find them, can you put up some of those comments? I do want to see what Rachel has to say and how nice my shirt is. So, oh man, I jumped ahead there. Where are we at? Most memorable moments. Okay, so we're on our most memorable moments. So I talked about our most memorable tournament moments, but there's been a few things that have happened either in class or at our camps or something like that. Do you have any memorable moments that you wanted to share?
I have a few. And so previous to COVID, we actually ran a whole fitness program. So we had boot camps, we had Zumba, we had Strong by Zumba, we had Fit Kicks was a really popular program. And so there was a lot of sweat, a lot of pounds lost here. Maybe a few tears here and there, maybe depending on how hard I made the workout. But we had a lot of fun in those fitness programs. And so those were some really memorable moments for me. I led a lot of those classes, of course. And so it was just fun working out with everybody and losing a lot of pounds. And a lot of you guys are still going forward with your fitness journeys and eating well and making huge changes. And, I still see you guys working out all the time. And so those are some of the cool things that came out of that. Another memorable moments, I remember starting our Harmony program. We started it here in the Dojang here, and our oldest member, Shuard, who just tested for his red belt. Shuard came from that Harmony program, so that was another memorable moment, was starting that program here. Of course, Little Champs. A lot of things happens in Little Champs.
Yeah, a lot of things. Your kids say a lot of the darndest things. I had a kid the other day just told me, "Hey, sir, I went to the bathroom. I peed on myself a little." That was all he had to say to me. That was it. That he just peed on himself a little. I was like, "Okay, great. Did you wash your hands?" He said, "Yeah, of course." I'm like, "Well, okay."
There are some special moments, and
Can't control yourself now.
there's a lot of sweet moments too, and I especially love all the hugs that I get, and those are really special, and just the feeling like we as instructors, we take our role very seriously, and just having kids smile back at us or want to give us hugs. I don't know how many pieces of artwork that we've gotten from students, and so that is really, really cool too. Like, all of that is just so awesome to get and share those moments with Little Champs, Junior Champs, and of course our higher levels as well. Adults, I think we have a lot of fun in our adult classes too, so there has been quite a few moments over the years.
Yeah, nobody's peed on themselves in the adult class
yet. I'm sure
it could happen. So I'd have to say I've got a couple really they're just priceless moments. Was we used to run these summer camps, and we had one of them. So we would take the kids to the park, and we were at the park on 13th Street. I can't remember which park it's called, but it's giant field. It's got a great playground. There's the hockey arena, and Boys and Girls Club is all there.
Adams Ice Rink, the
Adams
Adams
Ice Rink.
Park. I don't know
So
what
anyway,
the park's
it's an
called.
awesome park there. We would take the kids there, but what we would do is myself and Mr. Gallup would try to figure out where the sprinklers were going at which park, because on these hot summer days, we would go to the park and it would just be great to just cool down. So on the certain days at Adams, was it, did you say?
Yes.
We'd go to Adams because the sprinklers were on Monday, Wednesday, or whatever it was. So we took the kids there, and I remember, the Boys and Girls would be there, Boys and Girls Club. There would be other camps all there. So there would be a bunch of different kids from different camps all there. And we had one of our kids, they'd all run through the sprinkler, but one sprinkler in particular was broken. And instead of shooting out, it was shooting straight up. And if you know these sprinklers, these things can shoot, like, I swear, 150 feet. So they go out this way to water the entire field. And this one particular one was shooting straight up into the air. And we had one of our campers thought it would be funny to sit on the sprinkler. And he's sitting on the sprinkler for, I don't know, it was too long. That's all I can remember. It was too long because I remember myself and Mr. Gallup were laughing so hard. Our other campers were laughing so hard. And this kid is sitting there. He's laughing his butt off, almost literally. And I don't know, after 5 or 10 minutes, he stops. He comes over to us, and he's got this almost sick-looking face, and he goes, I have to poop. So that, of course, brought out more laughter. But I said, okay, Mr. Gallup, you got to take this boy over to the washroom. He takes him over to the washroom, and I guess he was, walking there very carefully all the way to the washroom, and Mr. Gallup is waiting outside for him. And I guess when he walked out, he comes strolling out, and he goes. And he was so much looser, so much more relaxed, and he felt just way better. So that was easily my summer camp highlight. Was the greatest moment ever, right there. I still bust my gut at that moment there. It was so funny. We had one student here. We were sparring, and I remember this one student. I was telling him, hey, get your hands up. And this student here is moving around, and he kept looking over at me. I said, stop looking at me, stop looking at me, stop looking at me. And sure enough, another kid kicked him in the stomach. Normal happened, but he wasn't looking, he wasn't paying attention. And I remember he stopped, and he looked right over at me, and he looked forward, and he threw up everywhere. He covered the floor. Sorry if these are gross stories, but these are just the things that happen, and they're moments that just stand out of wow moments. So yes, Kieran, that was you. Not the throw up, Kieran. Kieran Casson says, no, that was me. That was you at the summer camp. That is right. I didn't want to name you, buddy. You could have stayed anonymous. I would not have. I told your dad I'm going to tell this story, but I'm not going to use his name. And but thank you for coming forward on that one. I think there was another.
There was one recently. It was pretty funny in class. We were doing some sort of sparring activity, and you had not yelled, but said to the whole class, "Get your hands up," and the whole class went like this, like we were all being arrested or something. And it was so funny because we all did. I even did it, and I knew we were doing a sparring activity, but I saw one kid go like this, so I did this, and then the whole class was doing this. You were just trying to get us to do our guard up. It was pretty funny. That was really recent, actually, just in the last couple months.
Oh, I remember. Oh, should I tell this one? Yeah, why not? All right, so I had one time we were doing an obstacle course. This was this is going back a while ago, but we were doing an obstacle course with the little champs, and we had some shields and stuff set up so that way the kids could jump over. And I had asked a parent to hold the shields so that way they wouldn't fall over as the kids were jumping over them. Not a problem. He goes over, holds the shields, keeps them all stacked up and everything. And I remember I look over at him, and he looks over at the floor, and he just kind of stops, and he reaches over and he picks something up, and he stops, he looks, he wiggles it between his fingers, pulls it in, and he looks and he stops. He goes, "Yep, that was poop. That was poop." And so
These are the glamorous moments of being a martial arts instructor. You don't know about, and now you do.
remember that one? Kevin?
Kevin?
Devin.
Oh, Devin.
Edmonton.
Oh, yes.
Nope, I didn't think so. I could make it funny.
That one's not Champion.
It's true.
It's a different school. Different school. Yeah, I have some a few
I might
interesting stories from
have to
different
do a
schools as
podcast
well.
on some of the funny stuff that has happened. It could be a little uncensored. But anyway, so those are some of just like our outside of the regular moments. Like, we have our emotional ones, but those are some of just the funny ones. I swear we could write books.
We actually
on this.
kept a journal the one year with
That's right.
me, you, and Mr. Gallup. We kept a journal of all the kids say the darndest things.
Yeah.
Should have
Pretty
brought
fun.
that and read it.
So, what are we on to now? What are we on? Are we there already? Hold on. Let me see. You're right. Should we do a couple more prizes before we do our award?
Yeah. If
Is that
Danny,
thing ready to go? The award?
yes, yep.
Okay.
So the next prize pack, I have a t-shirt and keychain by Creative Hands by Danielle, El Greco $25 gift certificate from Rob Drops Watering Eye Hot Sauce. This one's called Burnout Hot Sauce. Another brownie kit from the Thompson family. And the winner is Lois Bursma. You guys get that one. So Lois, I'm going to mark you down for that one.
Woo!
The next prize pack we have is another t-shirt by 1 to 6 Homemades, El Greco $25 from Candy Clouds, the cotton candy gift certificate, and then Crazy Color Creations, the pink painting over here. It's got one of those Among Us characters that I've learned about recently. So the winner of that one is Shannon Brooks. You won part of your own prize. Congratulations. Shannon Brooks.
Prize, or is it?
Yeah, we have another one. So one more. We have, Shannon, we'll figure something out. I think I got, Shannon, I'm going to put you down, sorry, for this one. That does not have your own piece of the prize in it. So you're going to get this laundry painting from Crazy Color Creations, El Greco $25 gift certificate, Candy Clouds for the cotton candy coupon. You're also going to get a $50 gift certificate to Black and White Mechanics. And so, Shannon, that is your prize. For the prize that I previously stated, the winner is...
Winner.
Nathan Plays.
He's very familiar with the rest of the group.
Okay, so Nathan, we have, maybe it's Nathan Benet, maybe. So Nathan, you'll reach out to us. You are the winner of that prize pack. Still have 3 more prizes when you're ready to.
Awesome. We'll do those at the end. You know what? There's actually one more memorable moment that I do want to bring up because it makes me laugh every time. So your kids love to come and talk to us about Minecraft, about Fortnite, about Among Us, all of this stuff here. I know. I mean, listen. I play games. I don't play Minecraft though. I don't play Fortnite. I'm more into like RPG games, right? So oh, God. But I always get asked about Minecraft by your kids, and it's always, "Oh, sir, I killed an Ender Dragon today," and I'm like, "You know who loves Minecraft?" And they're like, "Who?" I'm like, Miss S. Miss S loves Minecraft. In fact, she just killed 3 Ender Dragons yesterday. Why don't you go talk to her about it? And I will always send the kids over to her. And it's always this ongoing joke between the instructors of we would always be sending them to another instructor. And right away, of course, when another kid hears, man, my instructor just killed 3 Ender Dragons, they would race over. They'd be like, Miss S, you just killed 3 Ender Dragons? And they would freak out and they'd lose their mind and they'd be so happy and so excited. And that's like, for me, was like always some like memorable stuff is over the years, always doing that to her. Because watching a kid come up and talk Minecraft to Miss S, who knows hardly anything about video games, was always the funniest to watch her just
fumble my way through
no
the
idea what's
conversation.
happening to her or why they're even bringing it up to her. Because I would do it so quietly that they wouldn't know.
Yeah, and when it first came up, like I didn't know what Minecraft was at all, and so I just like think back, my face must have just been this like blank face because I didn't know any of the terms at all. But as time went on, I learned a lot from these conversations, and I just remember.
Well, and you can floss too, like you can do the Fortnite floss dance, right?
Apparently, yes. Well, I had to practice.
Can we see it?
One of our Fit Kicks, one of our Fit Kicks classes, we practiced this. So
yeah. Anyway, always trying to put people on the spot. So, anyway, should we move on?
yes.
We're near the end here. Every year our Christmas party, there was a tradition that my dad used to do when he had his school. And it was something that when I continued running his school, when I took over that one, and when we opened up down here, it was a tradition that we kept going. And it was our awards ceremony. So at our Christmas party, we would do an awards ceremony where we would highlight people's hard work. And we would have awards for things like most improved. We would have focus or discipline, indomitable spirit, just a variety of awards. And it's always a tough thing to do because there's everybody here who comes in either is improving in some way or is, a courteous person who has indomitable spirit. Like everybody here, it's hard to really pinpoint who deserves what award. And there's always our big one.
Oh God.
Live shows, always the best.
Okay.
I think we just had our first adult pee themselves now. So there's always one special award, and in Prince George, when we ran Horizon Taekwondo, we just called it simply Student of the Year. But when we opened up, we wanted to call it the
Champion of the Year. Sorry, I was taken away here.
So we call it, of course, the Champion of the Year, and the what we're looking for on this one here is a student who just really stands out among the crowd, right? They are someone who encompasses all of the Taekwondo values, but also the values that we hold at Champion Taekwondo and values that we hold personally ourselves, accountability and, discipline and focus, a lot of characteristics that we try to teach on the floor. We look for a student who has those. And so every year, sometimes it's a hard decision to make because there's people who are, we have multiple people who could have it. And then sometimes it's an easy decision, right? Champion of the Year, is there anything you want to kind of talk about with it? Like, what we look for it, or
No, just what you said, and I can talk about a little bit about why we chose this person. This person has just come a long way, especially since starting at Champion Taekwondo. This person has grown a lot, but in the last year has grown a lot as well. Achieved their black belt this year, and they have taken on new roles in the school here, so practicing a lot with teaching. And we've seen a lot of growth just in the last couple months, actually, with this person, and just their ability to be teaching in front of the class, adding humor into his classes as well. And we've just seen a lot of maturity and growth from this person. So
that's right. Yeah. And, when we do these, with the champion of the year, like I said, it's somebody who has improved a lot, both not just physically, but, mentally too. And, like I said, this person here just really stood out to us, and it was a really easy decision for us to make on this one.
And this person really is courteous and is always very polite to all the other instructors, and is very kind with all of the kids, and has a true passion and heart for martial arts and Taekwondo. So yeah.
And I think truly, unlike me as a teenager, truly wants to share, the knowledge and the experience and everything that he has to give. He wants to give that back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a rare quality to find. And it's why I'm really proud and really happy to announce the 2021 Champion of the Year, Mr. Tyler Ackrell. Come on up.
Come on over.
You're welcome. Come on in. This is where now he has to blush, because now he's on the camera. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
So it's your turn now. Go ahead.
Speak.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I just want to say thank you to both Mr. D and Miss S for just giving me the opportunity to train here, just give me the opportunity to be a part of Champion Taekwondo. I mean, I felt like I've come a long way as a student, and now a junior instructor, and even a person too. And like, it really raised doing Taekwondo here at Champion Taekwondo. I started at Legacy, and now I'm here. And being here really brought my self-esteem. I'm always happy. I'm always smiling whenever I come into the dojang. I work my hardest, and I'm hoping that like sometime it will pay off. And yeah, I just want to say a huge thank you to both of you guys. I've met a ton of good people here, and yeah, I just don't want that to go away.
That's awesome, man. Well, I appreciate that. That is really good. See, this is how good he's getting. He's hanging around with me. He can just do that stuff off the cuff.
He had no idea until this moment that he was winning this award. So
that's always the special
job.
thing about these awards, is we always give them out, and the person never knows what is happening with it. Feel free, Danny, if you want to throw comments up there. People are like saying, "Ooh," but yes, you have come a long way. You are a young man I am proud to know, and you are a young man I am proud for my sons to know. So thank you for that. So people do understand, he was saying that he came from another Taekwondo school, and I'm going to say something here. I've said it before. We did not get along when he first came over. I didn't like him very much. No, that's not fully true. But, and he was much shorter. But he's grown. Look at him. Anyway, so we had and it's always interesting to come over from another martial arts school, another instructor, and to come into another place. It's very tough. And what you did was you came in and opened your mind up and opened your arms up, and you came in and you just said, you know what, this is going to be my home here. And we're happy you're here, man. Happy you're here. Awesome. Congratulations. I couldn't be prouder when you tested for your black belt this year. When you tested for your black belt, that was a very proud moment for us. We were pretty excited. So thank you for everything you do. Thank you. Awesome. You can go ahead. You're welcome. That was really good. We should just have him do the show next year. So, should we do our last round of prizes?
Yeah, we have 3 more prizes.
3 more prizes, everybody, and then we are signing off. The show is over, almost over.
3 more prizes. These are all donated from Champion Taekwondo. So the next one we have is in the Champion bag right here. We have a brand new Fitbit. So Danny's going to give me a name out there. Tony Arsenal. So I know that's River's dad. So Tony,
nice.
Congratulations, Tony and River. The next one, we have 2 of these Champion backpacks, and we have stuffed them full of presents and little gifts and chocolates and another present underneath. So we got 2 of those that we're going to give away. So Danny's going to give me 2 names for those. I think
Let's go with,
I'll just pick 2 and put them up. Put them right up on the screen. Put it right up on the screen.
Chelsea,
No, just show the comment. We'll put it right up there. Yep. There we go. This one right here is showing up. There we go.
That's Chelsea DeCastmaker. So I think that's Nevaeh's mom.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. And one more, for one of the Champion backpacks full of good toys and games and chocolate and treats.
Yeah. Let's see.
Last one.
Anybody who just said really nice things about me, go ahead up there. Or anybody who commented how gorgeous Miss S looks tonight. Everybody's frantically typing. Oh my goodness, you look so beautiful.
Thank you. Can't read it. Oh, Naweed Fazula. That's, well, funny story. Naweed actually has a twin brother, and they both brought their kids to train here. And I was very confused for the first couple weeks because they are twin brothers and identical twin brothers. So I was very, very confused. So congratulations, Naweed, not your brother. I was very confused.
Sorry, bro.
It was very, very confusing for me. And I remember we had a conversation because they had to straighten it out for me. And then they were both in front of me. And I was like, now this is why I feel like you're here all the time. Because there's 2 of you. Congratulations, Naweed. We got a backpack full of presents for you.
Awesome. Well, you know what, guys? We are at the end of the show here. We want to just say a big thank you, but there is something I do want to just talk about, one last thing before we do go. You know, earlier in the show, I did talk about these moments in life that happen where they can steer your life into another direction. Mine, of course, for teaching was that little boy named Noah who changed my life because I ended up becoming and staying a Taekwondo instructor. But there was another big moment, and, you know, Champion Taekwondo is here. You know, and there's a lot of work that goes on. Of course, you know, myself, Miss S does a ton of work here. We have a lot of people behind the scenes between Miss Mel, Miss Hollowell, Miss Merritt, Miss Greeno. Am I missing
Miss
anybody?
Smith,
Miss Smith. Like, you know, all of the instructors, there's so much collective stuff that happens because of all of the stuff that goes on between all of us. But there is one person that we have to thank for Champion Taekwondo just being here, let alone the work that happens day to day. There's one person we have to thank for the school's actual existence. You know who that is?
All of the champions?
No, none of them. Remember I talked about pivotal moments in our life where something happens and it changes the course of history for yourself and everybody around you. I, of course, was grew up in Prince George. That's where I was running my school, and that's probably where I would have stayed. Until one night, October 29th, 2012. There was a person in that evening who changed the course of the rest of my life. For the better, I might add. And it's because of this person that Champion Taekwondo is actually here. If it wasn't for this person, Champion Taekwondo wouldn't be here. I may still be in Prince George, BC, teaching Taekwondo there. Do you know who that person is?
I'm sure you're going to tell us.
It's Miss S. So, Miss S, on behalf of the Champion members and everybody who we get to share the Taekwondo spirit with here in Lethbridge, I want to thank you. Because if it wasn't for October 29th, 2012, when you made the first move, I probably wouldn't have moved. I wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have our two wonderful boys, and we wouldn't have this amazing Taekwondo school where we can share with everybody, just right like we did tonight.
You're welcome, everybody. It was October 27th, though.
No, 27th?
Yes.
No, okay, October 27th. Either way, Miss S made the first move, so public. Anyway, I want to thank all of our Champion members for joining us tonight, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I know I had a lot of good laughs. I was able to go down memory lane here and just reflect on this last 6 years and where we are going into the future. So thank you all for everything you do, for the students who come onto the floor and train, to the parents who drive their kids in summertime and in wintertime and wait for their kids to finish up training, to all of the instructors who dedicate their time and their passion for Taekwondo and come in and share their knowledge and their experience with all the students. Thank you all for everything you do. It's been a great year, and we can't wait for 2022. Thank you, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you. Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ